Hello and welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton, and today on the show, I'm joined by my best mate, Derek Kaufman.
I like the simple introduction. We're just best mates.
We're just best mates.
I will say you're my best Australian friend, but that's a very small category. Am I just your best friend just globally?
I think I was just trying to give you like a little bit of an ego boost. I didn't know how I was going to introduce you. I went with best mate. It's not true. You are my
We're going to have to just agree to like move along with this under these terms.
You're not even my best lawyer mate in the building.
There's only 3 lawyers here.
Yes.
You do love Harvey.
I love Harvey too. You're 3rd out of 3. All right. Today we're going to talk about a few things. Jimmy Kimmel, he's coming back, but is he going to cater his performance?
Plot thickens.
We'll talk about a process server for Justin Baldoni was caught trying to break in almost to Travis Kelce's house to serve Taylor Swift.
And we think we know why he was just so aggressive to do it, and I'll sort of explain that.
Unreal. We'll also talk about a couple fun stories. There's a new statue right outside the White House.
Oh, something like historic and meaningful?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And also, we'll talk about maybe the funniest, most awkward, what do they call this on the Jennifer Hudson show? Like the dance line?
Yeah, no, where they walk down the line and people like cheer them on as they're coming out to the stage.
Simon Cowell, you haven't seen it, have you?
I've seen those several times. I haven't seen this one.
Simon Cowell's is enough to make you never want to watch anything again.
Oh my gosh.
Very bad.
I hope it's American Idol themed in some way.
We're live, guys. We're live on YouTube. Let me just send it to my wife. My wife is listening in the car. Shout out Erin. Shout out Peach, probably also there.
Oh, yeah?
Watching her pad.
What about you have 2 children?
Billy will be there somewhere, not actually listening, but shout out to you guys. All right, the text is sent. All right, Jimmy Kimmel, he's back.
He's back. Sort of.
Tonight, he's back. But in what capacity? So ABC has, taken back his suspension, and he'll be back on our airways. But Sinclair, who's kind of like the local affiliate.
Well, he's going to be back. ABC has said suspension is going to be ended tonight. You will be back on the air. And they said this was after thoughtful talks.
After thoughtful conversation and consideration.
Yes, thoughtful conversations and considerations with Jimmy. What that means, everyone's trying to read into what terms will he come back? Is he going to apologize? The betting markets are going nuts.
Mm-hmm.
He is a heavy favorite to apologize. So that would be ABC disciplined him, and now he's going to go on the air and apologize for his remarks. That's what the world believes. People believe that he lied about MAGA trying to characterize the alleged assassin of Charlie Kirk, Tyler Robinson, as something other than right-wing. He's saying MAGA tried to push him into a category with a trans roommate and make him seem like a very left-wing person, even though the initial reports, some of them said that his parents were conservative. And this was in Utah, which is a pretty conservative place. So that was the comment. And there was also, he said Trump was not all that bothered by Charlie Kirk's assassination, and he was more concerned about a ballroom being constructed. Those were the 2 things, got him suspended. And now, how will he react? Jimmy Kimmel is not going to apologize, I don't think, full-throatedly, but maybe he turns the temperature down. He sort of splits the baby and tries to say, I'm going to move forward from this and try to be more constructive. I don't know what he's going to say.
This is the most important.
Bizarre.
This is the most important 10 minutes of Jimmy Kimmel's career, like his opening monologue.
And there'll be a lot of eyeballs, but not everyone.
Not everyone, but like if he caves in any way to the forces that led to his suspension in the first place, he'll lose everybody. Because obviously he hasn't got one side of the political aisle right now because of things he says about the president. But all he's got is the left side of the aisle. And if he goes, look, I'm sorry, it was in
They'll turn on him.
Why would anybody watch him anymore?
And the right won't rescue him because they know he's not on their side. So you're right. So then who is his audience? I think you're right. The stakes are very high. I want to add one wrinkle as to how he might navigate the situation. He also is responsible for a lot of people. He's a very wealthy man, but that's a big business. The show, I've heard, employs 200 people. It's not, it's not Walmart. Doesn't have, tens of thousands of employees or anything like that. But a lot of people would be out of a job, and he has a responsibility. And I've heard he cares about the responsibility to those people. Stephen Colbert said the same thing when his show was canceled, even though he has that last year of doing so. of doing the show. So I'm not sure. I think he may try to sort of carefully split the baby, tone down some of the rhetoric, but you're right. Some people on the left will be looking very closely to see if he's capitulating at all, and they will be very angry if they sense any sort of capitulation. They want to see full-throated resistance and fighting of the forces from the FCC and Trump.
Well, just this. No, I don't. Do they want it that far, or just the same Jimmy? I don't think if he came.
Well, no, I mean, not apologize.
Not apologize, but he doesn't also have to go in at Disney and go in at President Trump over this. Just stick to.
He always goes in on Trump, though.
I know, but just over this. Stick to what has made you a success. If he in any way takes a backward step, why would anyone watch him again?
Well, this is a very complicated situation. We should go through it a little bit systematically. Sinclair and Nexstar own a lot of ABC affiliates, and they've said, regardless of ABC's decision to lift the suspension and let Jimmy Kimmel go on the air, we, the affiliates of many, many major markets, not all of them, but many, will not air it. We're going to air other news programming. And I think the fact that they said news programming is a dig at Jimmy Kimmel, who is a comedian commentator. They want to show accurate news and so forth. Okay, so they're not going to show it. This, whatever happened, isn't good enough for them, but it will air in some places. I think Jimmy Kimmel is sort of he's in a little bit of a precarious situation because the comment about the MAGA people, he said MAGA's trying everything they can to characterize this in one way, sounds like he's attacking Americans, not Donald Trump. It sounds like he is characterizing the right as doing all these wacky things, and those are just people. And Sinclair has audience members who were offended by it, and they're saying we're not going to continue to air things if you're just going after people.
I understand where they from their
but I'm saying, like, he usually goes after Trump and got in trouble for going after MAGA writ large. Now, I don't think he should have to delicately walk through these minefields every day, but I think he might be able to just pivot towards attacking Trump and the administration or making his jokes about them specifically.
Yes, I think so too. But if you're going to go back and then change or be meek or whatever like that, just take it to YouTube. Just be a YouTuber or a podcaster. Like, be yourself.
That's what Tucker Carlson did, kind of, right?
Yeah.
And these guys go on different platforms. You can't stop the voice of Jimmy Kimmel, but he can. To your point, he can destroy his reputation and silence his own voice.
Yes.
And you think that would be the wrong move. We'll see. Yeah. That's why everyone's curious about what happens.
A man trying to serve Taylor Swift in the Baldoni Blake Lively lawsuit, he was arrested at Travis Kelce's home. So,
trying to serve a deposition subpoena to force Taylor to sit for a deposition in that case.
Wow. Being a process server sounds like the most interesting job in the world, because this guy, Justin Lee Fisher, he apparently jumped the fence at 2 a.m. on September 15th.
Yeah, they're in a gated community. I'm sure they have heavy-duty security all around.
But he tried to get face-to-face with the biggest star in the world to go like, oh, hi, Taylor Swift, this is your paper.
You're served.
That was never going to happen. That was never going to happen.
Not only was it never going to happen, was he going to be able to get close, but you're not allowed to break the law to serve process. You're allowed to be very creative. There's tons of stories about what you can do. You can show up to concerts. You can leave it on the stage while they're performing. We've seen some of these over the years. So it's a creative, sort of very aggressive world of process servers. They're not necessarily sort of bound by anything other than their own creativity and the law. So he was trying to do it. Now, why was he trying to do it so aggressively? There's a little bit of a ticking clock going on, a big ticking clock, actually, in the Baldoni Blake Lively lawsuit where they want her deposed. And that ticking clock is there's a discovery deadline. They have to get all the depositions and all the fact stuff done by a specific date so that they can then have a trial. You basically close the universe of what you're looking at, and then you have a trial.
Right.
One of those is a deposition. That's coming up on September 30th. They haven't been able to agree that Taylor will sit for a deposition before then. She says she has professional obligations. I can't do it. So Baldoni's team went into court and said, okay, she says you can't do it. Can we extend that deadline to further out so that it hits a window where she can do the deposition? The judge said no. The judge said, you've dragged your heels. You haven't been diligent in moving this case along. And I'm not going to punish Taylor Swift because you've been slow on trying to get your ducks in a row. So now that deadline hasn't passed. We're at September 22nd, aren't we? Is that the date today?
Yeah.
23rd or 22nd?
23rd.
Okay, 23rd. 7 days. It's really hard to get parties together. So they sent a process server, what it seems like. I don't know this as absolute fact, but that Baldoni's lawyer said, oh no, then we got to get her subpoena in her hand. And let's get a good process server who's going to get it in her hands. He failed, according to sources connected to the situation. He didn't even get it in her hands. But if he had, what that would have done is, and they still have time to get it in her hands, Taylor would then have to go to court and say, I've now been told I have to show up for a deposition. It's a valid subpoena. Judge, quash it or throw it out or give me more time or whatever. But then she'd be on the defensive of trying to move the deposition or get it thrown out.
Right, man.
It's pretty complicated, right?
It's a pretty complicated job.
But it sort of explains why this guy was hopping fences.
But he should have tried to pose as like a fan, in a red cardigan or something like that. You know what I mean?
The other thing I heard is she was with Travis at Prime Restaurant. A lot of times process servers you'll see coming out in the Pap Crush, right? You're a field producer with a camera. Don't you sometimes see process servers try to hand it?
I wish.
That's gold.
Who does the world hate more? Paparazzis or process servers?
Well, the one who's making your day worse as a celebrity is unambiguously a process server, right? I mean, they are annoyed by you guys. You're gadflies, and they like their privacy, so they say.
Yeah.
But a process server is saying, hey, you got to show up to court, or hey, you have to do something that's really, really unpleasant. So I think they really would say we hate process servers the most. Problem is, there's a lot more of you. There's a lot more they have to deal with on a day-to-day basis of you.
Wow, process servers, paparazzi parking inspectors.
Oh, man. People, meter maids, come on. Oh, they're all on the bottom. You're down there. How does that feel that people are often seeing you and you're the worst part of their day?
I love it, actually.
Some people love you, by the way.
Some people do, but I love
charming.
when people have like the lowest expectations of you.
Then
you can blow them away.
Oh, you like them to be disarmed by your charm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't.
You've had some funny things over the years, yeah.
So, a pretty funny incident involving Simon Cowell. He was on Jennifer Hudson's show, and as you know, they do their little dance down the line as they sing a song.
Have you seen these before?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of them. The Fonz walks down and they're like, happy days. They sing the theme songs and all that stuff.
Well, check out Simon Cowell and check out the way he claps. I'll play it now.
I'm incredibly distressed, perplexed. What is this move?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. This is a podcast. It's mostly an audio experience. So if you're not able to see this, what he's doing between each clap is sort of making the top of a heart shape.
Yes. And, is he doing a heart?
And so it looks like the way exactly no one claps.
No one.
Clapping is like this overwhelming, joyful thing where you put your hands out wide and you slap them together to make noise. Indeed, a lot of people are clapping in the correct way for him.
Indeed.
And so he could just look at someone else clapping and copy them. Yes.
Or is that better? Or remember the Nicole Kidman when she's like,
yes. And there's the seal. There's a lot. There's Celine Dion has a very famous clap as well.
Oh, is she like this?
Celine Dion has you'd have to see it, but she has a very, very sort of iconic clap as well. This is unacceptable. There's a golf clap, which is a quiet clap because you're out on a golf course. You don't want to get into someone's backswing and disturb them. This is not a clap, though. This is just he's bailing and he's just trying to run down a hallway to get on stage because these things are often quite awkward. That runway must look like miles to them.
Yes.
I'm never going to be out of this.
He should have said yes to it.
Some of them bathe in the adulation and they really get into it and they dance down. Simon just looks awkward. I mean, it's a very awkward situation. And he's a guy who's like salty. He's not like a smiley guy.
No.
So this is like, what am I doing with all this outpouring of joy? And what he did was unambiguously weird. I'm glad I got to see that live and have this reaction for you.
I know, it's very awkward. All right, let's read out some of your comments. Gary Turbo says it's a win for free speech that Kimmel is back.
Not clear yet. Let's see. Look, they lifted the suspension, and I hear that. It is a win that they've lifted it and said, you can go out there. What's he going to say? Will it come off as a win if he gets out there and abjectly apologizes for what he says? Certainly won't seem like a win.
A.A. Ron says, Aaron.
No, Aaron. No, yeah, exactly.
Aaron.
From the skit.
I like
Key
that.
and Peele. I love that. That's a very cool name.
He says it was a bigger win for free speech when Elon Musk set Twitter free.
Oh, interesting.
There's arguments there.
There's certainly arguments there. That's the whole reason he bought it. He spent a pretty penny to just unleash what many people call a hellscape, depending on how you feel about Twitter.
Marcy says, happy Tuesday, Charlie and Derek. She's happy that Jimmy Kimmel is back, but disappointed with Sinclair for being cowards. because they want that merger to happen. Yeah, money is everything. Just money is
Yeah, I mean, these are
everything.
businesses. You can express disappointment, but they're not moral paragons of society. They're answering to their shareholders, and maybe they feel like their hand is forced, even if they would prefer it not to be this way.
Whichever aisle you're on of the political stuff, would you go polar opposite if your workplace said, "Look, we have to do this now. You have to do this now"? Would you just like come out on the podcast and be like the opposite of what you actually believe to keep your job?
Am I to keep my job, or am I just a natural contrarian?
No, just to keep your job.
Do I have any professional integrity? Is that what your question basically is?
To keep your job.
I am not responsible to shareholders, but I am responsible to a family. And so are you.
Yeah.
And I know that you care deeply. Maybe this is too serious of an answer to your question. I would probably prostrate myself, yes, to just sort of keep my job, but in a jokey way. But I don't know, man. Like, I can't be penniless. Can you?
No.
And you got responsibilities, and I understand people. And I also sort of celebrate people who stand up to power like this.
Who lose money and opportunities.
Who lose money, and they truly sacrifice. It's a very, very hard thing. It's a hard thing to ask people to do, and I'm not sure what I would do in that situation, but my thoughts would be about my family and not necessarily about my professional integrity and future career prospects.
Your thoughts are never about your professional integrity.
If you've ever seen anything I say, or you say for that matter,
you should think about that a little bit more.
Probably. This is fun.
Should Kimmel be back on the air? 71% say yes. I don't know why 29% thinks.
I know people think that it's a big win some people think it's a big win if he's never on the air again and we've won this battle. But is that a win?
No.
It's a win maybe now, but the question is always whose ox is being gored in the future. If we are willing to let someone you hate be squashed in this way so quickly with the power of the government maybe threatening it, on the other side, if that becomes acceptable, it will surely come back to haunt you.
Definitely. Agreed.
And that's where we are.
M says, I wonder how well processed servers are paid. Is there danger money in it? There's got to be.
Yeah, look, these are not like lavishly college-educated people. Usually, they have a certain skill and a talent. But it can be paid well if you're the best in the business, and if you have tactics that are effective. And it's very clear who's a good process server is people who get people served.
Yeah,
and the service sticks. Like it's not illegal, so it's not thrown out. So, yes. Because it's very hard to do, and only a few people can do it well and have it stick. So if you run a business where you train your guys to get it done and get it done effectively and legally, yes, that's the answer. Just like any other business, it can be very lucrative.
Joanne...
On an individual level, maybe not so much.
Yeah, not entry level, but if you're like the vet...
You can learn some skills.
Joanne Stonebarger says, I love it when I make it to a live. What the F? Was that Simon Cowell?
I want an investigation of that clap. I feel strongly enough that I don't understand what was going on. I do want to know from Simon, perhaps, or what is even operating subconsciously to make him move his hands in that way.
Yeah.
It's weird.
He can't move his face.
Can't. Well, I think we may have... People have explanations for that they believe, but who knows? The hands are weird.
Just finally, Debbie says, Iowa loves TMZ, and Gossiper says my favorite lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, actually. I'm not a lawyer.
Oh, you...
Derek is.
Yes. Thank you, Gossiper and Debbie. We love you guys as well.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right.